All right, now to the West Coast, to California. Home surveillance footage captures the moment a couple from Somis fled their home with nothing but the clothes on their backs as the mountain fire closed in. And thankfully, they left when they did, because this is what followed.
And it's so unfortunate because this resembles scenes of what would feel like a hurricane. Despite the firefighters' efforts to hold back on that smoke and the flames, the couple, they did ultimately lose their home. And tragically, 2/3 of their working avocado farm was also destroyed.
Yeah, terrible scenes out of this fire. That couple is Jessica Butterfield and Andreas Tompros, and they join us now here on Fox Weather. It's great to have you both. We're so sorry for what you've been through. This is something that we've been tracking closely on Fox Weather. Can you tell us your story, the moment you realized that the mountain fire was closing in? What was going through your mind when you quickly had to get out of there, leaving your home and your farm behind?
Yes, it was about 8:53 in the morning. I watched a notification saying that a fire had broken out, and it was bad news because we had Santa Ana winds that night that were howling. Gusts were 60 to 80 miles an hour, and so if a fire breaks out like that, pack up immediately. I called my husband. I said I'd be home in 5 minutes to pack as much as he could, which was our dog, which we got our 2 cats and our puppy. He got our 2 goats, but we had to abandon everything else. All of the chickweed, honeybees, everything burned, as you can see. It's just unfathomable.
I can only imagine. I can hear the distress there. I know this is a hard situation, so thank you again for taking time out to talk to us. We know that you've lost your home, but it seems as though you may have also lost at least half of your avocado farm. Is that a means of, finances for you guys? Is that something that you relied on heavily, and how is that going to work out moving forward?
I mean, when we purchased the property, it came with about 6 acres of avocados planted, and we've been nurturing this since we've been here, and growing it as part of our household income. And I mean, with most of it gone at this point, we have no idea how to put that back together and what that's going to look like for us, especially from a financial perspective. So we have a lot of discovery about how we're going to piece everything together.
It's truly heartbreaking as we followed this and we've spoken with people who live in this particular area in Ventura County. It's one thing to lose your home. You guys had all your pets, your family members. You lose your home and part of your livelihood there. How is that going to work moving forward? Is this something that you're insured against, or are you anticipating any help, be it federally or from the state government?
So we were fortunate that the home was insured. A lot of homes in Southern California are uninsurable at this point. Many of the larger companies have pulled out. So we are fortunate with regards to the home. The orchard, being a very small business that was slowly growing, unfortunately was not insured. And anything that's a loss, we have no idea how we're going to recover from. Maybe there are programs to be discovered, but it's
very early right now.
Yeah.
We're taking inventory of all of the trees that are a total loss, and we're just going to be taking that steps if there are any government grants. But we're really just paralyzed a little emotionally and financially.
Totally understandable.
I totally understand that as well. I kind of want to talk about the maybe lack of communication, because it seems as though the signal may be going in and out a bit. Is that something that you guys have been running into in general there with the current conditions that are ongoing?
I mean, we're in an unincorporated part of Camarillo, the city of Camarillo, which is in Ventura County. And unfortunately, being in the country, you have hills in California, and our cell phone services do suffer. Normally, we would connect via Wi-Fi, but that's not an option today. So we're at the mercy of a cellular network that's a little bit weak where we are, unfortunately. So we apologize for that.
No apologies needed. I just want to, kind of get the lay of the land on what you guys are dealing with now, those challenges that you're also still dealing with even after losing your home and your livelihood.
It tells a part of the story.
Yeah.
The mountain fire, it's 98% contained now. Is there any bit of a threat still where you are in terms of air quality? We know how quickly this ramped up. Have you been able to talk with some of your neighbors, folks there in the community that have had a shared experience like this?
We have, unfortunately, with all the homes that have burned, the air quality is terrible. It's one thing to have the orchards burn up, but when you have all the the toxic products that go into building a home, it's creating a very hazardous environment. Unfortunately, although we have a very large percent containment, on the way here, we actually got a notice on one of our alert apps, and there was a fire that broke out in the neighborhood. Again.
Wow.
The winds are very light. So I think they were able to manage it, but there are still hot spots that are being managed. And everybody, especially in our area out in the country, are very much on alert in the coming days because we have potentially months of big winds ahead of us.
Yeah, the scenes that you shared with us were terrifying. I can't imagine the trauma that you've gone through, again, home and livelihood. But the key, you have each other, you have your family and your pets. Everyone made it out safely. We wish you a recovery, Jessica and Andreas. That happens very, very quickly. And we appreciate you telling us your story here on Fox Weather.
Thank you.
Thank you.